Good evening. Welcome to. Oh my God, I'm so tired. You are most welcome to the latest episode of Beyond. I'm so sorry. Like I'm on. I've kind of got like cotton wool in my brain right now. But you are watching Beyond Horizon's Edge, and this is the latest chapter, Finding Hope, and you'll see that we are down two players tonight, but we do have my two favorite players, so it kind of
Yeah.
like so.
I knew it. Yeah.
Uh, Wait a minute, Richard's in the chat. Shit.
No, get wrecked, Richard. He meant it.
um, no, it is. Obviously, normally we would stream on a Monday, but it was the Monday after D8 Dungeon Drive, and myself and Emma would have done 4 days in a row of this sort of shenanigans and chicanery. So we needed to just adjust things a little bit. You are most welcome along if you are watching us. If you are after discovering us following D8 Dungeon Drive, this is one of our other long campaigns. We're Oh boy, we in it at the moment. All of the videos are available over on our YouTube channel, and you can kind of catch up on everything. Um, we are going to dive into it in just a couple of minutes. I do want to flag some stuff at the top of the show. The first being D8 Dungeon Drive was an absolute blast. That was amazing. And I know at the end, I said all my thank yous and stuff like that, but I kind of think it's important to once again kind of echo that and repeat it. So thank you to everybody who watched, shared, donated, who helped mod, who helped produce, who was involved in the organization of the event, who played in the games, and to our dungeon masters, Ben Clifford, Anya, Wayne, Marcus, Ben Doherty, um, everybody. I said Dahi, didn't I?
Yeah.
Okay, great.
Dahi Apollo?
No, unfortunately, Apollo wasn't able to play on the Sunday.
Oh no, bless
So,
them.
yeah, so I you know me, Kat. I will just constantly play TTRPGs. So I slotted in, and we ran a game of D&D called Caught Red-Handed, and
Oh.
I'm sure Apollo would have done a far better job, but we had an absolute blast, and together, all of us helped raise over 5,500, exactly $5,510 for the Palestine Children's Relief Fund. So kudos to that. If you are in chat and you won a prize in the raffle, we would have either contacted you or you would have been tagged on Twitch during one of the raffle streams. Please email d8dungeon@gmail.com. Now we have all the names of the prize winners as we drew them, stored and saved. We will be doing at the end of this week, start of next week, once we've kind of recovered, we will be doing a kind of a reach out just to see if who we haven't heard from and whatnot, and how best we can get your prize to you. So if you're watching along and you won something, do get back to us as soon as possible, and we will try and get you your prize as soon as possible. After that, we want to mention Mr. Dice Goblin, who were not only one of the sponsors of the charity stream over the weekend, they are a regular friend of the shows here on D8 Dungeon, whether it's our podcast content or here on Twitch. And they have kindly given us a discount code. Mystery Dice Goblin are purveyors of all things dice and TTRPG related. So if you want if you need some new shiny math rocks to play your favorite TTRPGs with, or you maybe someone's birthday's coming up and you want to you want to get them a gift, use the code D8 at the checkout. You will get 15% off your order, and we get a portion of those sales. So a little bit of those sales, then a little bit of the money that they would have made comes back to us, and we are able to then put that into new art and music, everything else like that. And last thing I'm going to mention, and then we are going to dive into our session tonight. If you were following along with D8 Dungeon, and this is your first kind of contact with us, maybe over the weekend, you can check out our Discord server, where some of the funniest, nicest, and kindest people exist. We get up to all sorts of little shenanigans. We have community events. As part of the D8 Dungeon Drive, I had said I would run a D&D inspired play-by-post murder mystery game. So that's going to be coming up very, very soon, and it's open to all members of our community. But you can also check out some of our other projects here on Twitch. It's not just Beyond Horizon's Edge. Every Thursday we have a show, and they alternate. So this coming Thursday, if Ben and I are alive and have the ability to do so, our TTRPG talk show, Ben and Declan on a Roll, takes place, where we just talk all things tabletop role-playing gaming. The other thing we stream on Thursday, so not this Thursday, the Thursday a week from now, we Random DMs, a series where every session we are running a pre-written modular adventure, but the caveat is every session the DM is randomized. So with the roll of a dice, somebody else slots into that DM chair. The story continues, but you get a new sense of style. You get a new sense of a DM at work and at play. I'm actually looking forward. I get to DM the next one, so I'm DMing Thursday after, and I'm working on the opening credits, because we got the new character art for from Luca Wilda again, and it is just
It's great.
So that we get to show off. We might show it off a little bit earlier. I'll talk to the gang first and see. But all that said and done, we have our podcast as well, but the podcast is on a small little hiatus for the time being. We finished season 2. We finished The Grove is in the Heart, and we are now getting ready to launch season 3. So that should hopefully be launching at the end of August, if not the start of September. Okay, that's it. Let's play some D&D. Or whatever it is that we do around these parts these days. And if you're listening along and you're here to lurk, thank you for lurking. We love a lurker. And if not, and you are, I shout out what you're up to. Let us know what you're doing. And feel free to slag off Regiment and Mooney. Just take them down a peg.
Slag off the other ones. They're not here to defend themselves.
Actually, that makes more sense. Yeah, let's do that instead. Okay. It is well, I can't technically say it's the morning after, though. Reggie, it is. It just happens to be 3 mornings after your initiation into the Summer Keeps Guild. A full 2.5 day bender ensued, and you and the gang of initiates that had the coin and the constitution and the lack of foresight took it upon themselves to drink the Old Mare Tavern dry down in the village of Canuck. Um, and the Remy sisters have taken to that challenge, and taken to the coin that each of you have spent and dropped behind the bar. 3 days after the initiation, and any memory you had of like what it looked like that day, what kind of weather it was, um, Byron's speech, anything like that, it's all just a fuzzy haze. Um, and as you rouse from your cocoon of hangover,
Hmm.
what are you getting up to this bright and early afternoon?
Am I still sharing a room with Bernard now? Is he the one in?
Uh, Bernard, you can hear Bernard currently in your little, because you're now initiates. Your room has kind of gotten a bit of an upgrade, somewhat. So you have your own. You're on another floor of the guild, and you have your own bathroom, and you can just see his feet poking out from the door, and the sound of retching.
Okay. Um, yeah, he's gonna just groggily wake up and rub his temples, and then hear Bernard vomiting, which in turn then makes him want to vomit.
Yep.
Um,
Constitution saving throw.
okay. Oh, +4 in that. 10.
What you get?
10.
10.
Yeah.
Okay, so you manage to stabilize yourself a little bit. You are definitely nauseous, and the sound rather than anything else is what's kind of getting you with Bernard's current predicament.
Hmm.
But you can kind of push it down a little bit.
Okay. Um, so he's gonna walk by him and kick his feet, kind of just do a little kick and be like, "Stop that! You're making me want it."
Oh, Reggie, Reggie, I, oh, when does it stop?
Ugh, I'm going down to get something greasy.
Uh,
Oh, I'm gone. I'm gone.
yeah, he goes. He's gone again. As you slip out the door, um, I mean, it's not that you're not prohibited from exploring the guild, even as a recruit, but generally speaking, the initiate and the affiliates members uh quarters are like you're on kind of like the third floor of the keep. You can see kind of the hills around Canuck.
Hmm.
You can see down into the village a little bit more, and it is quite a bright kind of almost autumnal, because you can start to see that the leaves in the forest are starting, like other trees are starting to kind of turn that little bit. You had thought you were like, it was a thing of like, oh, it's still summer, but you could, now that you can kind of see nature kind of reacting, you can see that the turn in the cycle is coming. It is very, very quiet, um, which would make sense because this is, judging by where the sun is in the sky, not the crack of dawn. It's probably just afternoon.
Okay. Jeepers, that's a lovely view. Um, yeah, he's going to kind of look around his new digs and see if there's anything fun or interesting, and in the area he hasn't been able to kind of be part of before.
Uh, Give me a perception check, because you're just scanning. You're not necessarily, like, you're not looking for anything specific. You're just kind of like scanning.
Yeah. I have terrible perception. 15.
It's it's not so much that you. It's very strange. You've been up here before. Like you've been on. You've explored the keep in its entirety, um, and not all the rooms up here on this level are in occupation. Some of the members travel; they leave the island of
Mm-hmm.
Inishtarag. They go off to the other continents, and they're gone for months, if not years at a time. Sometimes the rooms lie empty. So you've even been inside some of them. But there's this very weird sensation You have. It's and you don't know if it's the hangover, but like as your eyes scan the hallway here in the guild, and it's well lit because of all the windows, and it's still quite warm, despite the change in season coming. There's this kind of nagging thing at the back of your mind. You're like, it didn't look like this. And then you're like, oh no, it did. Like you're groggy. You're really groggy. That rumbling in your stomach, in both hunger and in apprehension of feeding the hunger. But there's just that moment where it is just a kind of a, oh, what? No, that's a weird thought. Because you remember seeing and checking and exploring and being kicked out of and trying to pick locks up here. But there is that thought kind of as you scan the space, that thought does kind of bubble up.
Okay. Yeah, that was weird. He kind of takes a second and stands still just to kind of bring his thoughts back to normal. He said, must have just been one of those fancy gins I had. And he's gonna make note of it, but not pay too much attention up to it. And then head down to the kitchen to see if there's anything still going. He knows he missed breakfast, but hopefully there's still something lying around.
Give me 1 second. I have to let a small Ukrainian kitty outside.
Yeah, fair. Subtitles for that said Ukrainian kitty headset, which sounds great.
Yes, I have to get my Ukrainian Hello Kitty. Okay, no, he's gone out now, so that's fine. You saunter down to the kitchen, and as you head downstairs, you pass the recruits floor. You can kind of even see like your room, your old room, effectively. There's a small little cleaning crew in there that's been kind of fixing the place so that it's usable again. And there is a little bit more commotion down here, a bit more livelihood now that you're on kind of the ground floor of the keep. And even at the front desk, you can kind of see some of the staff and members are kind of filtering through letters and missives and speaking to people that have come specifically to converse with Byron and possibly hire or request aid from the guild in various kind of things. So there is a good, but this is what it's always been like. This is the thing that you are drawn to and have always been drawn to, that like it's fine, the building's the same and the Byron's the same, but the job is always different and it never gets boring. There's always something new, something different, something more of a challenge that this thing can bring. And as you kind of are bid, a couple of people are like, wow, I can't believe he's actually showing his face here. A few people are kind of like you see people are kind of like pointing and kind of whispering. You step into the common room and like the little dining area. Sorry, not the dining hall. And again, there are a handful of people that are kind of spilled out over tables. There's a small little study group of new recruits who are reading over the training material. In one corner, next to the fireplace, you do see Mooney, one of the other new initiates, and they're odd. Like the handful of times that ye would have interacted and gone to do things, but they're harmless. They're talented, quirky is the word you like to use, I think. You don't see any food out on the tables. There's nothing like they've been mostly cleared, but you do hear kind of a tuttering and muttering coming from the back kitchen.
Okay. I'm gonna go over to Mooney first and just say, what's everyone whispering about? They're being real whispery.
What is Minnie's? Is she? What's her situation?
So I
It's a big question.
It is a big question. I don't know how to answer yours until I know what situation Minnie is in.
you have every memory of what's happened.
Oh no!
You haven't reset. You haven't forgotten. You haven't misremembered. Uh, the space, the world, you're not sure if it's a dimension or a reality, a dream. Mooney. None of those pieces have begun to fit together. But you do know that the cycle has reset itself, and the one thing that's been preoccupying your time, which is probably why you don't know why everyone's whispering, uh, Annam doesn't exist. Every time it all reset itself, and there were dozens of times that the world or the timeline reset itself, you all came back. This is the first time one of you hasn't. And as hard as you've tried, you cannot connect to Groom. There's been no response, there's been no answers. There's only 1,000 questions. And there is a truck ton of guilt bearing on you.
Oh no. So Minnie remembers Annam, but she knows that Annam doesn't exist anymore.
Yeah.
Oh no.
No pressure.
Minnie's just gonna look at Regiment and then just run outside.
Oh my god.
She's just gonna run. She's gonna run out into the field. And she's just gonna keep running into the field.
Run, Mooney, run! Oh,
And
I
maybe
love it.
try and find some sheep and just run.
Okay, so in this, like Mooney, like almost kind of snapped into your, like out of your thoughts. You hear a voice. You look up. It's Redmond, and he wants to know why everyone's whispering about him, and a panic sets in. And you, Redmond, watch as the Furbug darts over the arm of her chair and scrambles through the tables, runs for the main hall, and then you hear the large doors to the Summerkeep Guild swing open and then slam shut as Mooney legs it.
Okay. He's just gonna be like, this probably is perfectly like regular behavior for Mooney. So
Sorry, Lapid Hero in the chat. It's just at least everyone already thought you were weird. Nothing's gonna change.
Which is essentially a resident state of mind. He's like, I don't know what I was expecting. That was a really silly thing to do to ask her. Do I recognize anyone else in the room?
There is, like, you do spot like a handful of the other new recruits.
Mm-hmm.
None of them were sound enough or cool enough to go with you drinking. But you do spot they've kind of formed their own kind of clique or group.
Mm-hmm.
You've worked with all of them. You've worked with them as a group. You've worked with them as individuals. But Kedrick, Alasha, Sunny, and Bursat. Kedrick, a Wood Elf Ranger, Alasha, a Tiefling Sorcerer, Sunny, another Furbug, and Bursat, a Dwarven Bard and Fighter, are spilled over a map. and are currently talking about plans.
I'm gonna go over to Sunny because that's the name I remember, um, and or even just over to the group and approach them and just be like, "Hey,
Oh, and like that, Sunny kind of looks up from the map, and there is just this mop of kind of pink and auburn curls set against a soft, milky kind of brown and grey fur. And just these really, really kind eyes just kind of catch yours. And you see that Sunny is he is holding Bursat's hand, like they're like his hand has been resting on hers, and just as you approach with a hey, there is a hail and well met, Regiment. How was your um? What did you call it? Your sommelier 3 day circuit.
yeah, great." I thought, "Yeah, really good." But I'm trying to figure out what everyone's whispering about. Do you know?
And you see Sunny just flush, like just immediately, like in their cheeks, just flush, um, and Kedrick and Elasha start laughing, like they're like they. It's not like they're not laughing out loud, but they both kind of like snicker. Um, and Bursat kind of just turns her head, kind of to look up at you from her seat. You haven't met Byron then yet.
No.
I must say, Regiment, I never thought you were much of a painter, but the likeness is.
No, I'm actually quite skilled with the brush, but um, someone like it's not very nice to talk or laugh at people when they don't know what's going on. Can someone just enlighten me?
You mean you didn't see it?
See what?
Oh, Regiment, it's hanging above. And she just gestures back out into the main hall. You know, the Summerkeep Guild portrait. You know, the wonderful landscape that's been hanging up over the doors for the last
Yeah, no, it's
80 years.
Yeah, it's stunning. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. Well, we were actually discussing your addition to that.
What? And his face is gonna drop, and now he's gonna leg it to have a look at the painting.
Uh,
For any international people that might watch this, legging it means run fast in
Yeah,
Irish slang.
I'm going hoof it. We leg it everywhere. We don't run, we leg it.
Yeah.
But you you leg it for the door.
Yeah.
And again, flashbacks, like these horrendous, fearful flashbacks, just start piecing together. Late last night, stumbling in with Bernard, going into the library, getting one of the tall ladders, convincing Bernard to give you a loan of his calligraphy and paintbrushes, and as you skid into the hallway, there over the black mahogany doors of the Summerkeep Guild entranceway, for 80 years has stood this magnificent landscape of the guild atop Doe, one of the second largest hill in Canuck. Down below, the chimney tops of the village kind of spiraling up, there's a dazzling sunset and just a burning orange into resting sort of purples strewn across the sky. And just at first you're like, okay, no, it's fine. Obviously, and then you catch it. You have painted a little version of yourself standing on top of the roof of the Summerkeep Guild with a crown. And then a little arrow pointing off of that, or to him, Redmond, the guild leader.
He's gonna just put his hand on his face and then look back up and be like, it's not the worst. He's gonna try own it, so he's gonna go back in with his shoulders rolled back, his chest out, and then just kind of a big cheeky smile as he walks through the crowd.
They are the Kedrick and Alasha, Sunny and Bursat. Like Sunny is smiling, but is trying to fight a laugh. The others are just seeing you kind of coming back in. They are kind of elated. So you haven't though. You haven't quite had that conversation with Byron.
No, I haven't. No, I'm not looking forward to that though. But it looks good,
No.
doesn't it? I don't even remember it. I don't even remember doing that.
He was talking about kicking you out.
Oh, that's not good. Yeah, okay, all right. Might need some white spirits or something to try fix that one.
Oh yes, because that's not going to damage the rest of the paint.
With a delicate hand, you might be able to fix it. But I suppose I should probably find them. I wouldn't mind something to eat first. Is there any food left going? Do we know where?
There is a rustling and a crashing, not crashing, but like you definitely hear the sounds of somebody working in the back kitchens.
Cool. Before he goes over, he's going to look down at the map and be like, "What are you looking at?"
And like Bursat throws herself over it.
Oh, sneaky.
A job.
Oh, that's cool. What kind of job?
We're gonna go look for something.
What are you looking for?
I don't believe we are working together on this, so I don't think you need to know.
Well, that's fine. I'm just curious, just interested in what the guild has to offer now that I'm the king of it. What?
And then like Sunny just kind of blurts out, "There's some cows missing. We're going looking for cows."
Oh, I do like a cow. They're lovely animals.
And Sunny like Bursat turns her head and kind of half scowls at Sunny for like revealing critical mission intel to somebody who's not on the mission, and then Kedrick and Alasha just kind of start snickering to themselves again.
Okay, and then I'll make my way towards the kitchen. So
okay. As you do, yeah, you can hear a banging and a clattering coming from inside, and a very strong smell of apples, just sort of like and like sour apples kind of wallop you, and there is a like haunched over one of the old ovens. You see Mrs. Sapras, and the entire middle island of her kitchen is just covered in flour. There's a small little enamel tin full of apple cores and apple peel, and you can see the remnants of like pastry, like just cut up in like little pieces.
Is there any pies, or is it just pie? Like, is it just just the different parts of it?
It's all the makings of it so far.
Okay.
Yeah, you don't see anything. It looks as if you kind of caught her as she's getting ready to put them into the oven.
Okay. Hey, Mrs. S. Do you have anything I could eat? I'm dying here, and I could really do with just something carby or greasy or whatever.
There's a slamming of the oven door, and you hear the grinding of the handle as she kind of seals it. Well, you've some nerve on you, don't you, Richmond?
Is this the painting?
What did you do to the painting?
Oh, nothing. Don't worry about that. What's up?
You and your buddies drank my cooking sherry.
Oh, I'm really sorry. I'll get you a new one. Just let me know where to get it, and I'll replace it as soon as I can.
Well, you can pop down to Mrs. Wall's shop.
Yeah, of course.
And you can put in for 3 cases. That's what you drink.
Oh, right. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. I will. Of course, I will. Yeah.
Now, what was it you were looking to order off the menu? Because I'm clearly not busy.
What have you got?
Apple cores, apple peel, and the bits of pastry you see on that.
I'm sensing you're not feeling this conversation.
I'm just a little perturbed this morning.
It's a big word.
There's the fixing of some cold sausages out in the cold room.
Thank you.
Take 2, and do not darken my kitchen for a week.
Thanks, Mrs. S. I won't. And he runs in to get the sausages. And he takes 4.
You snake. I'm gonna let you do it, but I'm also putting that down as a core memory for Mrs. Sappers. Reggie stole 2 extra sausages. Yeah, you were able to grab like a little bit of food, and like we'll say kind of in between chatting at Mooney and then talking to Bursat and Sonny and that little group, the painting, like about an hour or so has passed. So we're definitely into the afternoon at this point. As you are munching on the sausages, and you're not silly enough to do it like in the common room and in the dining hall where Eileen could possibly catch you. So we're outside, and because a bit of fresh air does a hangover good. And as you are kind of sauntering around the grounds of the guild, in the distance, kind of out towards one of the back training fields, you do see Byron chatting to some what you think are new recruits.
Okay. He's trying to decide if he should face this head on or run away. He'll face it head on. He'll walk over.
Okay.
Especially
and
if
as
there's other people there, he has witnesses. Yeah.
as you pluck up the courage to deal with Byron head on, he notices, like hearing something, kind of turns, sees you, and you just hear a sharp whistle, and clear the field. I need to have a word with Reggie. And some of the recruits kind of look around, and they're all like, and like a couple of them are giving you stink eye, and you definitely hear one of them, a halfling, pipe up. He's the reason that we're doing 3 extra laps. And like they're all kind of like staring you hard out of it. And as Byron kind of goes to like start tidying up the training field, we cut to Mooney.
No.
You said that you were pretty much fleeing the grounds, like into the fields, and sort of the kind of the, because the guild would have its own kind of farmland. Is that where you're staying, or are you going like out into kind of the backfields and kind of up towards the woods, or where are you going?
She is just running, but does Mooney have every memory from all the other resets? Like everything?
Yep.
Everything?
Everything.
She is actually... she doesn't want to go somewhere. She wants to try and retrace her steps to when Byron took them to that mausoleum where they saw all their names engraved.
Okay.
She wants to try and find Adam's name.
Give me a wisdom saving throw.
No. I don't wanna. +3. Oh. That is a 12.
Okay. So the memory is there. Like you it's not that it's hard to recall. Like you quite definitively remember the mausoleum. This in the middle of a glade in these woods, north of the backfields of the guild. You can't. It's the thing is, like, as you kind of make yourself move in that direction, once you're out of the backfields and into the woods, here it's where it starts to get a little bit tricky. And while the memory of the mausoleum, and you know it's in this area, the exact location, the exact sort of like, did we hang left at this big rock, or was it over by the fallen oak tree? None of those, there's no clear marker that you have for where this is. So as of now, you're kind of in the woods where you know Byron brought you because you remembered it was through the backfields. But at this point, tracing your steps becomes that much more difficult as the memory isn't as tangible in terms of the directions and the steps you took.
No. No, and I don't have locate object. No. And can she look around for a bird to ask?
Yeah. Give me a perception check.
Oh no. I don't wanna. Perception +1. Oh, 6.
You
I gotta turn my battery on. There we go.
once you had once you kind of stopped running and then you found yourself on a brisk walk and now kind of heading with purpose, you kind of not really been paying much attention to surroundings, other than, yeah, I know we went through the fields, I know we were in the woods. Looking around for anything, it's only now you catch that there is a very heavy silence in these woods. You don't hear the wind blowing through the trees. You don't hear birds chirping or chittering. You can't even, like, there's it is just silent.
Hello.
Your voice echoes for a second and then silence again.
Brassica. Gorm. Jarvan. Adam.
Nothing.
Byron.
Currently chewing the ear off of Regiment.
Minnie.
Are you still walking? Are you still kind of moving through, or have you come to kind of a stop? What are you doing at this moment, other than
She
calling out?
stopped. She's kind of hoping that she would have found the grotto, and I don't think she has. And she just kind of like just stopped calling out names.
In this silence, with no one answering your calls, and you call out to anybody, with nothing but your own kind of thoughts and senses, Mooney, there's something here beyond the silence. It's like you can almost hear it, almost see it, almost feel it, but it's being covered or smothered in something.
Minnie's gonna detect magic.
I love when they fall off my traps. Uh,
Stop it! Stop!
give me an Arcana check.
Arcana. Oh, I'm good at those. I hate that dice. Oh, wise up. That's my best one. 9.
Again, you try to reach beyond that. You don't know if it's an ability or something that you've unlocked or a gift or a curse, but that ability to kind of push beyond the veil and connect with the arcane and see even beyond that. You've again, as you struggle for it, there's there is something there. There is something very, very close. And as you and it is both a physical and a spiritual reaching that you do as you reach out in front of you. Sorry, I'm looking for a dice. Take 8 radiant damage.
Radiance.
Yeah.
What is this nonsense?
As you reached out for it, something reached out for you, and a pain rushes through you.
Oh my god. Minnie's going to do something, and she doesn't think it's going to work because there's no reason why it would work. But she's going to try it anyway. She's going to sit down on her little hunches, and she's going to ritual cast Find Familiar.
You drop to the ground, low, and kind of bracing yourself against a tree. You again ignoring the beyond and tapping into that layer of magic. You reach out, and there is a very familiar, pardon the pun, sensation, though the connection is weak. And out of nowhere, just running past you, scurrying past you, a rather small barrel-shaped badger just runs right past you, and there's kind of a series of like hisses and clicks from it as it does. It doesn't say anything. It just hisses and clicks.
And it's running.
It's running.
Minnie's chasing it.
Okay. You watch like it scoots under logs. It half darts through like a pile of leaves. Occasionally you lose it, and then you see his black and white striped head just kind of pop up, and then there is kind of like a hiss or a growl from him, and he kind of knocks his head, and then he kind of darts straight down over a dirt mound and kind of keeps going again. He's clearly trying to lead you to something or somewhere.
She's gonna chase that badger.
As you kind of dart on his trail, an overwhelming sensation of deja vu hits you as the space that you were in and the memory that you were trying to hold on to and recall connect, and you recognize the tree line leading out into the small glade here in these woods. And there, set in the middle, you see a stone mausoleum. You do not see the badger.
Minnie is going to go through all the headstones and try and recall where Byron had took them, where they saw the walls with their names on it.
You remember when Byron brought you here. You were all led up, and he led you inside, and it was inside the actual stone building that you saw your names etched into the stone. And as you take those same steps again, and you feel the wet on the cold black iron gate of the mausoleum, the groaning of the hinges as it squeaks open, a bony hand takes your wrist, and you are almost pulled away from the door as you hear Groom's voice hiss. What are you doing here?
I want to see his name. I want to know if he's still here or if he's gone for good. I want to know where Dara is.
She lets go. She doesn't respond. She doesn't answer any of your questions. She just lets go of your hand. And you, out of the corner of your eye, Mooney, you can see her still standing there. And she just takes kind of a half step back from you.
And he's going to cast light on her little crook, and she's going to go in.
There's only a couple of small, short steps down into this space. And there in the middle, there is a large stone sarcophagus. You remember seeing this before. But what's drawing your eye were the walls where you had seen, and the bricks where you had witnessed your names carved into them. And the first you spot is your own. You clearly see your own name, and you trace along trying to find the others. And it's just a couple of steps away that you find Diara's, a little higher up than your own. You have to trace along the northern wall now to find Regiments. It is low, but the stone is incredibly well carved. Like the lettering is incredibly finely detailed. And as you move from the north wall to the eastern side, you don't see any other name.
So Minnie's name's at the top, and Diara's is beneath hers.
So you and Diara's names are on the western wall, and her name is just a little like there's a couple of bricks between you, but hers is like kind of like just up a little higher.
Oh, so it's higher.
Yeah, and then Regiments is lower on the north wall, and on the eastern wall you don't find any names. And as you scan the southern wall with where you had come in from, none of the bricks, none of the columns have a name or have Annam's name on them.
His name was here. His name used to be here. Gorm, I'm talking to you.
What do you want?
I want to know where he's gone.
You have taken him. You have taken his hope.
So that just wipes him off the face of the earth then?
She moves into the doorway of the mausoleum, Mooney, and you see her frame. She presents as this sort of wiry aged human woman. And you see like just uh, her hair is kind of like half bundled up into um, a bun, but like strands of it are kind of spilling out. And she wears kind of a uh, black and blue and kind of mossy green cloak that is draped over her. Her shoulders are slightly hunched. Her hands touch the walls of the mausoleum, and your magic goes out.
Hello?
Everything in this moment is pitch dark.
Then who's going to feel around for the sarcophagus?
There is nothing.
Oh no. She's going to look around. Can she see any of the weird threads that she saw last time?
There is just darkness.
Can she feel anything? Or is there like nothing?
Nothing. You don't you feel almost suspended in this. Like you were floating, like sorry, not like like you were sinking through water. Um and as you kind of scramble and look and try to find something to kind of anchor yourself to hold on to, a light appears in front of you. It is small, it is flickering, and then directly on the other side of it you see Groom. This, and she points just a finger at it, this is a spark of hope. You have taken all of this from Annam, and in doing so, you have set about a chance to escape.
Escape from all these resets?
Yes,
Who's doing this and why? Does Byron know? He's the one who brought us here. And hang on. Let me try to remember. He said a name once. What name did he say? Lomar. He's Lomar.
you see her recoil, and her face twists in anger, and the flicker of hope dies.
Oh no. Game over. Sorry, Adam.
Do not ever speak his name. Here and in the beyond. If Byron keeps the keys to this prison, then that name built the prison.
So he is behind this. He caused one of the resets when he beseeched that name. And we all woke up. And he brought us here. Well, not here, because I don't know what here is, but the mausoleum, he brought us there as well. And there was another reset. So he's doing this.
Mooney,
Yeah.
the fate of everything rests on your shoulders, and on Redmond's, and Diara's.
Is that why he gave us all those lead weights to carry to make it harder for us?
What you have set in motion cannot be stopped. You, Redmond, Diara, and Annam are the locks. We have released Annam. You must free Redmond and Diara.
Who's gonna free me, though?
My
I don't want to
sis-
be stuck here forever.
my sisters, Docus, Hope, is close to return. One more, Mooney. And then you will have hope and despair. But we are only 2 of 3. We cannot work the tapestry. We cannot free ourselves of this space without destiny. Take Redmond's hope. And a light kind of fills the space. Money, like the darkness is just burnt away. And you see the mausoleum. And your names, the sarcophagus, and then you are ejected out of this space. A force grabs and pushes and pulls, and you are pulled outwards. The gate slams shut, and you are tossed to the ground outside. You do not see Groom.
When Minnie was in the mausoleum, is it just our names or are there other names?
You only saw your names.
God damn it. Minnie is like got a little bit of determination about her. She kind of knows that they're trapped and she doesn't want to be trapped anymore. She wants to be free range, baby. She's going to dust herself off and she's going to make a beeline straight back to the keep.
Okay. As you kind of pick yourself up and kind of grab your skirts, that's going to hit your skirts and hitching up around you, and you run kind of back towards the keep. Redmond, you are mid talking to by Byron. So 250 gold pieces. I'll be deducting lad from your salary.
What if I can fix this without... I can fix it myself. It'll be fine.
You can give me a persuasion check at disadvantage.
Okay, that's an 8 and a 5, so a 5.
So 250 gold pieces, and I'll be deducting it off of your monthly packet.
I didn't mean. I didn't mean. I don't.
and-
I was wasted. I don't think it looks that bad. I really don't even think people have noticed.
So I'd say probably around 4 years, really. Yeah, so you're lucky that we're letting you stay. really. You know it's only because of your dad.
I know. Where am I going to get 250 gold pieces?
Well, funny you should ask that. I actually have a task with your name written well over it.
Would you say my
Practically,
name's painted on it with a crown?
I really would. It was practically. Sure, the ink is barely even dry on it.
Okay. What is it?
Uh, well, we'll go back to the library, and we're actually. I'm going to need you to find Mooney actually as well. It's the pair of you that I need for this.
I don't want to. She shouldn't have to suffer for my actions.
She's also an initiate, Richmond. You know, this whole thing that we've been doing
Right,
for
right.
the last
Yeah,
3 years,
yeah.
training and
Yeah, no, got it. Okay, so me and Mooney in the library.
yesterday. And Byron kind of throws the rest of the training gear kind of into a wooden box and slams it shut. And as soon as possible, Regiment,
What do you want me to do?
find Mooney and bring her to the library, and I'll give you the quest.
Right. Okay. Yeah.
And he just takes out kind of a long pipe, and like little sparks kind of flick around his fingers. He draws them in, and then he blinks. He's gone.
Where'd he go? Wonder what was in that pipe. He's gonna go look for Mooney, so he knows she ran away. But would he have an idea of like general direction? Did she turn left or right before she? No.
No, because once she left, because you heard her leave the guild hall, but after that you don't really know.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, he's just gonna wander around a little bit, seeing if he can find her. Kind of half-arsely shouting, Mooney, you there?
And I say at this point, Mooney, you're kind of out of the woods and in the backfields, and Reggie, it is that thing of like as you are kind of looking and like trying to you're calling out. A couple of people are like, "Oh, I think I saw her heading into the fields," and you've kind of wandered in that direction, and you do at the end of the north backfields, just outside the woods. You can see Mooney kind of barreling it down towards the keep again.
Okay. He's gonna walk at not a slow speed, but like a normal speed, and try intersect her path as they before she runs into the keep.
Okay. Yeah, the two of you, like it's a thing of like you kind of head in her direction, she's heading in yours, and the two of you kind of bump into each other.
Hey, Mooney, great. I need a favor.
Mooney's going to drop down to one of her knees, so she's eye level with Richmond. She's going to grab them both by the shoulders and just look at him right in the eyes and just tell him, "I need to steal your hope."
I don't have any today. But that's an odd statement. Byron has a task for us in the library. We got to go there. Is that all right? Are you okay to do that?
No, that's actually really, really good because I need to ask him something, but just be prepared that at some point, probably today, I'm gonna have to steal your hope.
What? I'm gonna regret this. What does that mean?
I don't really know, to be honest, but you probably will be wiped out of existence, but you will wake up probably somewhere else because we're probably in a time loop.
All right, so let's go to the library.
And he's
Oh
gonna
gosh.
He's just like I can't even comprehend what that is. Yeah.
Do you know who Lorem is?
Do I recognize the name?
No.
No. Is it a book? Is it a cow? Is it a dog? Is it someone you've been talking to?
I don't know. I hope it's a dog.
That'd
I didn't even consider that possibility that it's a dog. I think that would actually be really class if it was a dog, but we should probably go ask Byron because he's the one who said it.
Oh, okay. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
You were there, but you just don't remember because you're stuck in the time loop, and that's why I have to save you.
Oh, that's nice. I do feel like Byron's more of a cat person, but let's go
I
ask
don't
him.
like cats.
No, yeah, yeah, dogs are just so much better, aren't they?
They climb me like a tree.
It as the so I assume this conversation is kind of happening as you're
Yeah,
kind of
yeah,
on your way
yeah,
back towards.
Talk and talk.
Yeah. You're inside, and you as the pair of you kind of make your way back into the main hall. There is already being set up some rigging, and two two master painters have been brought in to start repairing the picture of the guild hall. Um, and you
my
see there
masterpiece.
Mhm.
are like a couple of them. Like there's a few kind of like new recruits kind of all kind of gathered around to watch, and a couple of them kind of point at you, Regimond, and they the two men that have been brought in to kind of look at it to fix it, kind of look at it, look at you, um, and they just start to work. Uh, if you come in through the front doors of the Summerkeep Guild, on your right, sorry, direct in front of you is sort of an office station. So where uh, recruits and initiates will man the desk, take in missives, speak to locals and any visitors, and sort of kind of point people where they might need to go. On the right is the mess hall, the common room, the kitchen, stuff like that. But on the left are again a handful of offices, but on the kind of the left or the west wing of the keep is a library, and you both know that at the end of the library there is another room, and that is Byron's office. And as you make your way through the library, there's a handful of people in here studying, people reviewing maps, people one or two kind of practicing some kind of cantrips and just trying to see how it works. You make your way to a again a another kind of mahogany door with sort of a kind of a wooden carving kind of all along the door frame, just kind of like showing kind of like fights or like epic scenes from like old legends, just kind of like set out into it. As you approach, there is just a voice from the other side. Come in.
We'll go in.
Uh, and like stood on the opposite side of his desk is Byron with his back to the pair of you. Um, uh, Mooney, I have need of your uh, talents for this one. Um, Regiment, I have needs of you to escort Mooney on this one.
Yeah.
Um, uh, have either of you been to Brookfield Manor?
Is that like a fancy golf and spa hotel?
Uh, he kind of looks over his shoulder um, and just his eyes like they squint hard at you, Regiment, um, and kind of like swallowing a lump in his throat. They've had a break-in
Oh no.
2 nights ago. A family heirloom has been taken, somewhat of a an important piece of the family's history and attachment. Uh, it is quite valuable, but I think it's more of a sentimental thing here. It was taken from the family's private chapel. I'm going to need the pair of you to go to the manor
Mm-hmm.
uh, and ascertain as to who the thieves might have been, track them down, and return the item.
Cool. Yeah. Detective duo. Sounds good.
Gonna be like finding that postmaster all over again. It's gonna look at Byron.
Yes, it is. I would suppose. Anyway, you can leave now. You can take supplies. I don't foresee it being anything particularly challenging or dangerous. Mooney, what with your ability to uh, detect objects and your proclivity for animals, uh, maybe you would be able to quickly identify uh, where the thieves have headed and get a trace on it. It's only known as the bark tree amulet.
The bark,
Yeah, bark tree.
like a dog.
Bet it was a
You
dog.
more of a you more of a dog person than Byron. So stare at him.
I don't really much care for pets.
No, I'm sure you do. You conniving wee bastard.
Uh, do you say this?
She does.
Eh, He like his shoulders just kind of slump. I, I they've offered 200 gold pieces
Oh, great.
for the item's return, and of that, 40 will go to the pair of you, and
Fucking need to unionize.
uh, and Regiment, of your share, we'll be taking 80%, as per our terms this morning.
Yeah.
What you do?
The painting thing. I added myself in it. I thought it looked quite good, actually, quite a bit better. I was actually just trying to restore the painting to its natural glory, but sometimes my art isn't appreciated, so I have to pay.
What's your like calligraphy skills like, Richmond?
They're they're pretty good. I'm pretty daft handed at it. Yeah.
What about stone carving? Are you good at carving letters into stone?
I am.
Like real good, like.
Yeah, pretty good actually. Yeah, because I'm a rune knight, which is mostly stone carvings. So yeah.
And then he's just going like, just you know that scene from when they're in the casino and Hangover with all the numbers going. Did Regiment carve his name? Why was Diara's higher than Minnie's? Is she really tall?
As
Look at that.
as this is happening, Byron kind of moves to the other, like he moves to the other side of his desk and he takes a seat in it. Mooney, would you mind giving us the room, please?
He leave you alone with Regiment.
Quite.
Alright.
If you had to pick a dog or a cat, like I know you're not a pet person, but which one would you pick?
Would you name it Laris and would you name one Jarvan?
Mooney, just close the door on your way out, please.
Alright, bye. I'm on to you.
Regiment, take a seat.
Yeah, of course.
Is this what you want, Regiment?
The bark tree amulet or the
3 years, Regiment. Actually, longer, really, considering the fact that you came to visit every time with your father.
yeah.
The guild, Summerkeep, your role in it. Do you want to be here?
Of course I do. Yeah, it's what I've been trained for, and the only thing I know how to do. I think I'm pretty good at it. Yeah, I mess up sometimes, but I don't mean it. I don't mean to hurt anyone or offend anyone.
Your antics, Redmond, were almost tolerable as a recruit. But you're an initiate now. You're a full-fledged member.
Okay.
Leading recruits and your companions on 3-day benders, stealing from the kitchens. These things are not becoming of somebody who sees themselves as the king of the guild.
I didn't. I don't. I mean, the guild doesn't have a king,
Correct.
so it's yeah. I know. I know. I am very good at being a guild member. I understand that there's certain parts of my personality that I need to rein in for taking on this extra responsibility.
Talent and skill will only get you so far. Now, Regiment, now you have the chance to prove you are more than just being good at swinging an axe, that you can lead, that you can follow, that you can listen. You have an abundance of potential about you, lad.
That's true.
It's time you start living up to it. And Mooney, from outside the door, you can kind of hear the conversation. It's somewhat muffled, like it's kind of garbled. There's, you hear "stop getting drunk," kitchens, the occasional word from Redmond as Byron is kind of giving him a talk. But as you kind of strain to listen, like, is Byron reacting to anything you said? Is he telling Redmond anything's top secret or private? Is he sharing something with him that you don't get any of those things? And with your back almost pressed into the door, everything is still quite muffled, but something catches in your eye. And you start to see these little orbs of light, small, pale golden, just wafting, floating, passing through the door and the walls of the Summerkeep Guild, all emanating from the room. And Redmond, this is the start. This is where it begins.
You cut out a little bit there, Declan. Sorry.
He just says this is where it starts. This is where it begins. Dismissed. That's literally all he said. That's all I said. So I'm giving, like, if you imagine he was giving you the kind of the cop on, start acting right, yada yada yada, and today is the day that starts. That's the
Okay.
it's just the tail end of that conversation.
Yes, sir. Yeah, of course. Thank you for the chance.
Does Mooney hear that when he said that?
Again, give me a perception check.
Oh God, where's my D&D? That was important. Perception, yeah?
Yes, yeah.
That was +1. Oh, 9.
You just hear, yeah. It's all kind of garbled. The doors open, though, Mooney, and when they do, the library is flooded with these lights, these little orbs. And as you turn around to see Redmond standing in the doorway, his entire aura is lit up, and these orbs are just drifting off of him, flickering and flashing in kind of a, and kind of everything's kind of wafting off of him. With your missive in hand, a direction, and the job understood, you gather your packs. I think you get ready for a mission of this sort, um, and you head out of the Summerkeep Guild down the old road uh, towards Brookfield Manor, and it takes a little bit of time to get there. And kind of as dusk begins to roll in, the pair of you arrive, and you do see this rather no, it's smaller than the Summerkeep Guild, but you do eye quite a nice manor. Red bricked walls, dressed in spirals of ivy that are sort of a deep rust, red and purple and green, sort of just spinning up these stone columns. Uh, there is a large wall with a really well made gate, and as the pair of you arrive, it opens by like when you get the magic, you kind of know what it is. There's an unseen servant present, and the gate just opens, and standing there is a middle-aged couple, two, uh, uh, well, a half elf and a human, half elf man and a human woman, uh, and next to them is a kind of well-dressed sort of gentleman, tall. Uh, you spy kind of like he stands a little kind of taller than the others, and shorts. Emily, I'm wearing shorts. um, but as you kind of step through the gate, the couple kind of approach. So they're dressed in kind of nice clothes. They're very tidy and kept. Um, and the woman kind of steps forward. Uh, You're both very welcome to Brookfield Manor. I assume you are from Summerkeep Guild.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
Uh, Allow me to introduce you to Master Brookfield and the tall fellow that kind of been standing to kind of one side of them. Just kind of gives the both of you half a bow, and he steps forward. Uh, we've had a bit of a robbery.
I heard. Yeah, the bark tree amulet. Is that right?
Uh, it is. And I would be most pleased if you could fetch it back very quickly. It has a huge sense of value around it.
Of course. That's why we're here. Could we sit down with you for a couple of minutes just to get as much detail as possible?
I don't see why not. Um, uh, One doesn't normally entertain uh, heroes, let alone be part of a criminal investigation. And you do he like as he's been robbed. His home has been broken into. His chapel has been looted, and the fella actually seems to be a little kind of excited by it. And as you're led inside by Master Brookfield and his servants, you're led into kind of a small little drawing room. The man and the woman kind of disappeared, the two half elves. They return sometime later with some food, some drinks, um, and he sits down to answer your questions. And that is where we're going to take a quick 10-minute break while I go and
Yay.
swap from shorts into pants. Uh, yeah, we're going to be back in about 10 minutes time. Perfect chance to take a stretch, grab a drink, bio break if one needs one, and we will be back shortly.
Bye.
Bye.
Boop. And we are back. We are live. We are here. And we've arrived at Brookfield Manor, more importantly. If you are just joining us, Redmond and Mooney have been tasked with recovering an amulet known as the Bark Tree Amulet that had been stolen from the Brookfield estate as a first job as new initiates into as official initiates into the Summerkeep Guild, rather. Uh, the pair have been sent out to recover the amulet and return it to the family, uh, obviously to be paid. In the interim, Mooney has also learned that she has set in motion a plan to meow, which Mooney probably would have as well. That's plan B. But a plan to break the time loops or the resets, and has begun to glean more information from Groom. Um, the the pair of you have been invited into the Brookfield estate. You're sitting in one of the drawing rooms with Master Brookfield set across from you. Except food and hot drinks have been supplied, and he sits there, kind of regarding the pair of you. Uh, I beg your pardon. I'm sure you did say it when you arrived, but your names elude me.
Our name? I'm Regiment Hylam, and this is Mooney.
Hylam?
Hylan.
Hy- you you wouldn't happen to be Highland's son?
Yeah, yeah.
And he kind of leans back into the chair. You're you're well, this is a bit of an odd coincidence, isn't it?
Is it?
Well, it was your. Let me see. I'll have to get the the timeline of it right. So, great. I would put it that to you, your great grandfather actually helped build Brookfield Manor.
Oh, right. Yeah, we are a long line of stonemasons. You know, we're good with the stones. So yeah, that's very cool. Very good.
And obviously, you're following in your father's footsteps. Now, there's nothing wrong with a bit of adventuring. Uh, uh, and sorry, Miss, not to talk established fictions. I didn't get your name either.
I'm Minnie. Just Minnie.
Mooney, just Mooney. Okay. Um, so, what exactly can I provide the both of you with that might aid you in your investigation?
When did you last see the amulet? When did you?
2 days ago,
Okay. Where was it?
Please.
in the chapel.
When did you realize it was gone?
This morning.
What? Did you notice anything unusual around?
Well, two windows to the chapel were broken.
Okay.
The the uh, uh, the holding case that we keep it in was absolutely destroyed. The place was obliterated. I don't mind you. I don't mind you now, Highland, knowing. But they did a fair bit of damage, not only to the box itself, but the actual chapel itself has been. Well, it'll need a bit of. I might actually have to give your uncle a message.
Ah, yeah, he'd be delighted with further work. To be honest, you know, he's a good man. So, why did they need to cause so much destruction to access this amulet?
Oh well, obviously it's kept under lock and key, but uh, beyond that, I don't know. wouldn't be privy to the inner workings and mind of a vandal.
Myself either, but look, we need to try to get inside the mind to understand what's happening here. So, was there any magic? Was it under any magic protection? The chapel itself, or the box, or the amulet?
Oh, the chapel, no, but the usual security measures were taken, all right, with the actual box that it was kept in. A simple charm spell, just to kind of secure the lock. But sure, the amulet it is worth a bit of coin, but there's far more expensive stuff in the house to be taken.
Okay, why do you think anyone would want it? Do you know?
Maybe, I mean, like I said, you could sell it. Maybe you wouldn't get. I mean, you'd probably get a couple of 100 gold pieces, but
do you have any enemies?
Well, I'd hope not. No, in my line of work, you don't really get into the enemy making business. The only enemy I actually have made in my entire life, Regiment Highland, is an enemy of back pain.
Yeah. That can really mess things up. You know, your sleep, the whole lot. You know, it can. Yeah, absolutely. What is your line of work?
Oh, the Brookfields are in the bedroom department area. So mattresses, cots,
okay.
Fold outs, sleeping bags. We dabbled a little bit in pillows, but you know, your garden variety mattress.
Phenomenal, yeah, great stuff.
Not a lot of enemies in that business, mind you. Not a lot. So I don't really. And sure, I'm practically retired. I've handed it over to my niece.
And you trust your niece?
Who's your niece? Did she steal it?
I don't think so. Seeing, I mean, she's going to inherit it anyway when I'm dead. I don't really have a reason to think that.
Statistically, when it comes to crime, it's usually the person's partner. Do you have a partner?
No, I did and I don't. They passed a couple of years back.
Dead.
Thanks for reminding me of that.
Okay.
Who's the chapel for?
Oh, it's just a small private family chapel.
Can we see the chapel?
Of course, it's not. You're obviously here to help find who took it. So, like, I'll yeah. And he kind of gets up out of the chair, and then he rings like a little bell, and the doors open, and that half-elf man kind of appears, and he just kind of gives a nod without saying anything, and he puts a coat on Master Brookfield, and he leads the pair of you through the house and out a side door. And you're standing in front of, I mean, it's bigger than the chapel in the village of Canuck. But inside it is an absolute mess. Give me, the pair of you, give me investigation checks.
What deity is it for? Ooh, that's a nat one. But Regiment is walking with his hands behind his back, trying to look important, if that helps. Or like,
oh, that's really good. 21.
Ah, nice. You got this, Mooney.
Yeah, Regiment. This is definitely a chapel. And it's definitely a place where people pray. You've no idea, like you can't identify any sort of god or religious organization or belief system. The place is a wreck. Like it is. Like he had said, oh, they did a bit of vandalism. It looks like they smashed the place up into bits. Like off to the altar, he's kind of like Master Brookfield is kind of led you kind of in that direction. We'll say, Mooney, as you were also scanning the room and like looking for bits and pieces. He kind of points to a small stone little ledge And there you can see what looks like a kind of a gold and wooden box with kind of lats. It has been torn, like the door has been kind of ripped off. And this now is where we kept the amulet on display. Mooney, on a 21, as you are kind of like taking it all in, you spy the two windows that Brookfield had mentioned that had been broken, the glass shards. A quick examination, there is more glass inside than there is outside. So this seems to have been their point of entry. There is a latent sense of magic coming from the box. Like there was some sort of magical seal on it, but that's been, you can tell, interfered with. Like there is somebody used magic to get into this. In terms of the destruction and the debris, Reggie, there's so much of it, and that's definitely debris. Mooney, it just looks like they went mad smashing at stuff. What catches your eye, though, is there is a small stone altar, and there are 4 very pronounced slashes in a corner of the altar.
A corner? Like claws?
Mhm.
Can I nature check and like try to determine the animal or beast?
You can. So, Hylan, what do you reckon of all this then?
Seems like an unnecessary amount of destruction for what they were trying to get, you know.
And what exactly do you think now it'll cost to repair the altar there?
You know what? After this, me and you will go chat to my uncle, and we'll see if we can get you the best deal possible.
You're a chip off the old block. Ah! A chip off the old block. And you know, you're a lot like your father in a lot of ways.
Yeah, I get that a lot, actually. Yeah,
But there's something different about you, Hylan.
it's because I've got the genes of my mom as well.
No. Maybe that's it. Maybe it is just the other side, the other bit of blood mixing in. But I don't know. And he fix you a look. Mooney.
I got an 18.
These have been made by something, not an animal couldn't. You don't know of any animal, other than like something maybe like a bear, that would have claws this size. But why would a bear jump through stained glass windows, kind of like 13 feet up, come in, vandalize a temple, take an amulet, and leave? It doesn't make any sense. So something with bear-like claws, almost.
Bear-like claws. And the box is ripped open, even though it was protected by magics.
Yes, and the magic was interfered with.
And magic was interfered with. Hello, excuse me, sir, important man.
And that, Regiment, is exactly why I think a fella like you is going to go a long way.
Thanks, I appreciate that. Not enough people see that, so I really appreciate your words.
Oh, well.
Hello.
Oh, yes, Miss Just Mooney.
Do you have like a big pet dog or something that can jump 13 feet in the air? Or meters, I can't remember.
Oh, no. Balderdash's days of now jumping and leaping 13 feet in the air are well past him.
That's a shame now. Because there's like big claw marks on this altar. So
No.
maybe something just went a wee bit mad in here and we're not dealing with a thief, but we're dealing with a big monster. And if that's the case, then maybe our rates are going to go up.
Well, I don't really think I mean, Balderdash can get a bit snippy um, when Mary or James forgets to feed him, but I don't really see him uh, vandalizing the chapel. One moment, and he kind of just puts two fingers into like in his mouth, like under his lips, and he blows, and there is a puddle of like spit comes flying out of his mouth as he does kind of a half wet, smothered whistle. Uh, and then you can hear a barking coming from a distance. And then rounding the corner of the temple, the little chapel, and into the doors, you see an old red setter kind of come bounding in.
Yay.
He is mucky, like he's quite muddy looking, quite kind of wet looking, definitely well on his years.
Hello.
And the dog is just looking at kind of Mr. Brookfield or Master Brookfield, and he's kind of like nudged up to him a little.
Did Mr. Balderdash know about the amulet, the bark tree amulet?
Did the dog know about the amulet?
It's sort of named after him. Oh, maybe that's something to do with it. Why is it called the bark tree?
Because it's it's made from
Tree
partially
bark?
made of the heart of an oak tree. Yes, with bark infusion.
Why is it so significant that you had to lock it away in a chapel protected
Oh,
by magic?
well, it was gifted to us when my uh, ancestors had the chapel built. Uh, it is predominantly for family occasions, stuff like that. But we would and did and do occasionally, if requested, make it available for locals and any kind of uh, spiritual matters that might be needed. And I believe it was my great great grandmother that had it bestowed upon her by the head of a temple as sort of a token of respect and as a gift for her services in all things spiritual.
Who was it gifted by?
Oh, oh I, I, I actually can't quite recall.
Maybe they wanted it back.
They all they need to do was write. I don't see the need for a break-in, and the dramatics of all that.
Hmm. Was it stolen before? Maybe they were stealing it back. Usually, holy relics do have a history of being appropriated.
Uh, I wasn't aware that Maisie Brookfield was a thief, but I could check the family records.
Maisie Brookfield.
Quite the pious woman, by all accounts. So
Mooney,
probably
is there any magic you can do to trace it or track it? Or
I could locate objects. I need to see. I didn't even know I had that prepared. That would have helped earlier with that bloody graveyard. Okay. It's a second level. I thought it was a first level. Wait, do I have a wait, where is it? No,
Regiment,
I
are
don't
you
think
doing
I
anything at this point?
he's listening in and just trying to, like I said, he's nodding along, trying to be the initiate that Byron wants him to be. He says, "I'm gonna be professional." So that's where he's.
What I will tell you is, as Mooney is kind of like concentrating on their magic, you're kind of like looking around, like, yep, This is an absolute tip.
I don't have it prepared.
Okay. The dog stinks. Like, it's not just like there's wet dog, and there's the mud. But God, does he stink?
Okay. So Reginald is going to bend down to the dog and be like, "Aren't you a muddy boy?" And then he's going to go, "Oh, jeepers, somebody's been rolling in something, haven't you, little fella?"
Balderdash, and like Brookfield kind of gets down to you. Oh, that's it now. You're getting a bath first thing tomorrow morning. I'll have James. I'm very sorry. Very sorry now, Highland, about that now. Very sorry.
Grand, I've smelled
He's
worse.
always getting out. He's always getting out and running amok in the woods.
What's the smell?
Dog, I would imagine.
No, I've smelled a lot of dogs, and that's not dog. Maybe with age, my senses have dulled a little bit. Now you're a fair bit younger than me now, Highland. So Just a little bit. Do you think maybe if we let the dog roam, he might lead us to wherever? Because this is an odd smell.
I could
I
talk to him.
That'd be great. Yeah, Mooney, go for it.
give me a. So Mooney, you can chat away. But Redmond, give me a perception check.
-1 in that. That's a 7 total.
Okay. You can't get the funk out of your nostrils. There's something definitely there. Mooney, like, are you squatting down now, like, to Balderdash to kind of have a chat with him, or what are you doing?
No, she's standing. She's just talking to him like a person.
Okay.
Hello, Balderdash.
Oh. I see you've deigned to acknowledge me now. I announced myself. Quite rude of you to not announce yourselves, but I guess when one is dealing with the common folk, one has to put up with such sort of audacities.
Oh, you're one of those kind of dogs. Anyway,
Did we lose Cat? Did the snobby dog?
No, she's still here.
Oh, I've lost Cat.
Oh, have you?
Yeah.
I'm here. Hello?
Yeah, you're here. I can hear
Yeah,
you.
I can see you now.
Okay.
Yay!
Yeah.
Radio. Sorry, didn't mean to ignore
Apology
you.
accepted.
Oh, that's great. That's fantastic.
One has to lower one's expectations when, again, dealing with not nobility.
Okay. So do you know anything about this alleged theft?
I practically had the perpetrators cornered when my hip gave out.
That's amazing. What did they look like?
Oh, beasts. Absolute beasts. They were
So
three
go
of
on
them.
ahead.
Precisely.
3 of them. 3.
Oh, welcome along, the Lord Mistress. Thank you so much for the raid.
Hello.
You are just in time to catch me voicing a red setter dog, who's an absolute snob.
We got raided and we're not even ending the stream. Yes.
That's amazing in response to that hip being thrown out. Yes, there were 3 of them. And I got a little ahead of myself, and they almost got the jump on me, but I did manage to quite hold my own, as they say. Mind you, they did escape with the amulet, so I guess that's on me for not being able to fully protect the estate. Had I just been 7 years younger, I probably would have thrown the 3 of them into the jail myself.
When you say 7 years younger, do you mean 12 months on account of dog years?
Uh, 84 months.
Years.
And he,
I
like
don't
he,
know how math works. I don't know why I'm even trying to solve this case. I don't know how old I am. But anyway, you said that you saw the three of them run away. Do you know where they ran away to? And maybe you can lead us there. And if you don't mind me asking, why do you smell so bad?
well, I take exception to that
Well,
last
no,
part.
but you do actually. You do
And,
kind of smell.
and in the face of danger, when one throws themselves into the literal jaws,
Aye, but that was 2 days ago. Like, wise up.
the the, the break-in happened. I,
Oh no, wait a minute. He saw it 2 days.
yeah,
No, wait, that
yeah.
doesn't add up.
He saw it two
Two
days ago.
days ago.
It
And
was
he
still there
found out
2 days
this
ago.
morning.
Yes,
So this happened quite recently then.
the dog. Balderdash is just staring at you, like just dead in the eyes now. Um, I can show you precisely where I lost them in the woods.
That would be great, actually.
But what with my knees and hips the way they are, I'm afraid I'm going to have to leave this up to the pair of you.
I was gonna see if I could thaumaturgy and make you clean again, but I can't. I just have fireball and I don't think that'll work.
Don't set the dog on fire.
He
I don't
literally
want to set the dog on fire.
he cocks his head back up, and Reggie, you just hear like a droll bark from like kind of a wolf up towards Brookfield, and Mooney, you quite clearly hear. Is this the best we could get?
Well, I know
Um,
where they went, so you wise up. Dog doesn't need to wise up anymore because it turns out it wasn't dirty for 2 days.
And now Brookfield and Balderdash are looking at each other, and then they look back at you, Regiment. Um, Highland, would you be so? Is and he kind of points to Mooney. Is your companion all right?
Yeah. I used to ask that a lot, but it turns out she actually is mentally stable. She can actually just communicate with animals, which is very helpful in our case, because it looks like, judging by body language alone, that he has some good information. Isn't that right, Minnie?
There's three of them. There are three beasts, and he managed to chase them away. And he knows where he last saw them.
Heroically,
Yes,
chase them.
heroically. He heroically chased them away before his hip gave out, and now he's going to show us where he lost them.
That's great. Yeah, fantastic news. Isn't that right, Master Brookfield?
And he's just completely stupefied.
This is exactly why Byron sent us, right? For her skills. We knew that they'd be useful in this situation.
Well, you can absolutely color me impressed. I see. I'd expect nothing less now from one of the Highlands. I just.
How
Right.
gold is Richmond?
How gold is he? He's as of now, Mooney, kind of like back in the room and kind of present in the space. You can see that aura that he had when he left Byron's office a couple of hours ago. Over time, kind of diminished. You don't know if that was because you don't. That's just it. You just don't know what the cause of that was. Maybe it just faded away. Maybe it wasn't as. Maybe he wasn't feeling as hopeful at that point. You're not sure. But here again now, you do see that kind of that golden aura around him. It looks almost like flames. It looks like fire. And Balderdash kind of just like lets out kind of a yip. Well, it is almost time for dinner. So if we're going into the woods, I suggest we go now, and I can show you precisely where they managed to escape my presence.
Lead the way.
And he does, like, he hops out. He's like, he moves out of the chapel. Master Brookfield is also going to follow. Like, he's intrigued by the fact that you're talking to Balderdash, and along the way, he's asking kind of like, and what's his favorite treat, and what's his favorite word, and where does he like to sleep, and all. He's just asking. He wants to know all these questions about his dog. And thanks, Emily, for the lurk, and welcome in Homebrew Show. So
Yay!
we're on the tail of some would-be thieves, being led there by a rather smarmy red setter. He leads you round the back of the chapel and out into kind of like what is a small little garden. There's an orchard, and you find kind of a boundary wall. And here he kind of puts both kind of paws up on it, and he kind of nudges in that kind of a southeasterly direction, just here actually. And you will have noted on the way their footprints, their stench. It's all quite obvious actually. I can't believe you didn't notice it in the chapel. I lost Cat again. I don't know what that is.
As well, so,
okay, that's fine.
And I can't hear the smarmy dogs, so.
Oh yeah. But yeah, Brookfield does kind of stop, because what is it? What is it, Balderdash? Is this it? Is this where we've lost the trail? And like, he kind of looks over to you, Reggie.
Yeah. And he kind of, noticing Cat's body language, is going to be like, it seems to be around here. Can I do an investigation check to see if I notice anything?
Yes, you can give me either investigation or survival, whichever of the two of those works best for you.
I'm going to do survival. That's a 16.
You kind of take it's getting a little darker, and just with kind of a lantern being carried by the servant, taking it, you're able to sort of lean out over a wall and kind of clock that there are heavy prints in the ground. They are animal prints. They don't look like boot prints. They don't look like human feet. They're quite broad, quite flat. Whatever made them quite heavy, and there are 3 sets of them.
Okay.
And they do kind of they continue in the southeasterly direction into the woods.
Okay. So Reginald will be like, look, Master Brookfield, Mooney, we can see the tracks here. The dog was right. This is great.
No time like the present, then, as they say. I think Cat's back. No worries. Is it now that you go on your daring adventure and you snag yourself 3 thieves and you return our precious family heirloom?
That's the plan. You're welcome to join us if you like.
Oh, no, heavens! Oh, a man of my, I don't want to get in your way. But I would ask that on successful retrieval, not only do you return it, that you spend the evening, and you can regale me of all the details of your daring, thrilling encounter with the robbers.
Absolutely, yeah.
Oh. And I'll have to write word to your father and Guildmaster Byron. You can consider me most impressed with your performance here today so far. So, let me not spoil yourselves any further. I've taken too much of your time. Balderdash, come on. Uh, James, pull up a bath for Balderdash, and uh, they kind of do. They take a step back and kind of leave the pair of you uh, there, and they watch as you kind of are you heading over the wall, sort of a thing, or are you going to
Following, yeah, over the wall, following the tracks, exactly. Yeah, yeah.
James gives you the torch, like it's a lamp,
Okay.
a lamp torch, and kind of like as you kind of wander up, you just kind of hear tally ho, and that's they kind of disappear into the dark as ye hop over the wall. And Mooney, as much as the glow from the torch, the flame inside the little lantern is glowing brightly. Uh, it is masked by this radiating aura from Regiment. Um, it had been slowly building since the chapel, slowly kind of burning. But at this sort of mention of the letters to not only Byron Oakenshield, the Guildmaster for Summerkeep, but the fact that Master Brookfield would write to Regimond's father of his son and his performance and his that seems to have inflamed this hope, these aspirations, these dreams, and they are burning very very brightly off of him. And again, you see these flickers and these embers and these little orbs of light, kind of just trailing off of him as the pair of you maneuver into the woods beyond. Uh, what was your roll on your survival check?
16.
Right. It is because the prints that were made were quite heavy and pronounced. Even in the dark and the kind of the dim light from the torchlight, you are able to follow them quite easily. But as you head deeper into the woods, there's a moment where both of you pick up on there's a smell. Like it's not just kind of the the kind of the dead foliage and moss and kind of stagnant mud around it. That there's something else lingering there, and Regiment, it's the same smell that was coming off of Balderdash.
Can you smell that, Mooney? I think we're in the right place. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, yeah. All right. The dog? I don't. I, I think the beast came to him, and that's why he smelled like them. Uh, yeah, yeah. I mean, he's a good dog. He's a good boy.
He's a posh boy.
Uh, yeah, pretty good. I'm hoping this goes well because I think I can um hopefully be less of a disappointment to Byron. You know. Yeah. Thanks. I think. Do you think I'm a disappointment? That's good. I'm glad. I don't think I've ever fought a nice method, but yeah. What's well, listen. I think I can prove that if we just get this done. Um, yeah. This is his dream. I'm just living it. Yeah. Although we are both very good dancers as well. Not my dancing, no. Uh, Not really. No, he's okay, but everything I do, Byron tells him because they're like buddies and whatever. And I don't know. I'm a bit impulsive, and I don't sometimes think before I act. You know, like with the painting and the whole lot. You know, so I thought it made it better. That painting was really boring beforehand, but some people. I did, yeah, yeah. Yeah, maybe. I don't know what that means. All right. Do you think we'll find these beasts? Okay, great.
You have found yourselves kind of in a small kind of clearing. This is where this.
Oh no. Okay.
Oh, you don't.
Oh shoot. Sorry. 1 second.
Oh, and I think my subs have gone as well. Oh yeah, no, my subs have definitely gone.
Yeah. Okay.
It's fine. We're obviously having some small tech issues. I
Wouldn't be like us.
as is tradition. As the pair of you, yeah, you're gonna get caught right as you take it.
Yeah. There you go. We're back.
Oh, and my subs are back as well. And yeah, got her.
That cat was just blowing out a candle.
That was bubbles. Cat loves blowing bubbles.
Don't ban me, Twitch. Sorry.
As you were, as the pair of you kind of are talking, and you're kind of still kind of following these tracks, you find yourselves in a small clearing, and this is where the smell is very, very strong. Like it seems to almost emanate from here. Both of you give me perception checks.
Oh, it doesn't count as outside. Oh, I wish that counted. 7.
1, but it was a 2 minus 1.
Okay.
We're both very perceptive.
Very perceptive. Neither of you seem to know or notice in this moment as your conversation drifts on. You have become flanked. And out of the dark, a claw takes a swipe at you, Regiment. And let me just. That's a 15 to hit.
Yep, that hits.
And
oh, sorry, no, it doesn't hit. Sorry, my armor class 16.
Okay,
Yeah.
That's fine. You feel it kind of scratch across your back, and you feel something kind of connect against your armor, and you kind of stumble forward, and that snaps the pair of you out of your conversation, and both of you lock eyes on. Well, as you spin around, Regiment, the sort of haunched form of a gnoll, wearing ramshackled black iron armor, holding a kind of machete-like sword in hand, claw in the other. His eyes are glowing in the dark, and that's when Mooney, you spy 2 other sets of eyes that had kind of flanked the pair of you. And as they sort of encroach, I want everyone to give me an initiative roll.
Initiative
18.
10.
2 seconds. I'm going to do theirs. Make this as quick as I can. Okay, so 19, 18, 17, and then. Okay. Okay. The knoll in front of you, Regiment, just like starts to snarl, and you can kind of see drool kind of like just drip from his fangs and his gums as he holds up his blade at you. What the fuck do you want?
Just give us back the amulet.
Haven't got it.
Where'd you put it?
Sold it.
To who?
None of your fucking business.
I'll make it my business.
And he swings.
Uh-huh.
And that's a 19 to hit.
Yeah, that hits.
For 10 slashing damage.
Ooh-hoo-hoo.
Mooney, sorry, Reggie, we're coming to you in a second, but Mooney, you hear the voice, and immediately you remember the cave and the gnolls and the new recruits dead. You can see over your shoulder, Regiment, his back against you, just this hope burning off of him. This is everything. This is the start. This is the beginning. This is his chance to prove himself. And he hopes for everything. Reggie, your action.
Yeah, he's got to take his great axe out, but oh no, he's not. It's an 8 to hit.
8 does not hit.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. All right. Yeah, he's just going. Yeah, he's kind of distracted by the fact that he just got hit for quite a good bit of damage, and he's feeling like, oh god, is he going to be able to win this thing? And I guess fumbles his hit.
Okay.
Yep.
Are you taking any bonus action?
Giant's might. I'm going to get bigger.
Okay. As you feel that pain kind of like cut into you, and you bring your blade up kind of almost defensively, you are sliced and slashed across your forearm, and it hurts really fucking badly. You lash out with your axe, but the gnoll kind of half stumbles back like very, very quickly. Like it's kind of he doesn't fall, but like he throws himself back just in time to avoid getting swung at. And then Mooney, you feel Reggie's back growing. You feel the muscles kind of catching, and now he's almost shoulder to shoulder with you as he increases in height. Now he's still a little smaller than you, but where he was kind of pressing into the nape of your back, his shoulders are now pressing into your shoulders almost. It is me. And the one of the gnolls that's kind of still Mooney kind of staring at you. For the love of God, nat one. Takes he goes to take a shot with his longbow, and he when he fires the arrow, actually the bow string snaps against him. He was too quick about what he was doing, too sloppy, and he'll actually end up taking a d4 of damage. And that is makes sense. It's only a 1. but it's still 1 damage. And that is his action. And it's still my turn. And in that moment, as you hear a yelp of pain, as the bowstring slaps against the exposed flesh under his armor, the other Knoll, her eyes glow, and Mooney, you feel a sense of magic just emanating from her. She's about 10 foot in front of you, kind of still within the tree line. And she is going to cast poison spray at you. And that is a poison spray is an attack roll. Blah 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 blah. I don't think you have to make a Constitution saving throw. Oh, you do. You send your hand toward picture. Can you give me a Constitution saving throw, please?
Constitution. I'm good at those. And what's the saving throw, yeah?
Yes, please.
Damn it.
Spell save DC 14.
Oh, I thought I would have been better at those. Oh. Damn it. No, 7.
Just this cloud of poisonous gas just erupts from her hands. And as you raise your hands up defensively, you start to cough and splutter as your skin and your eyes burns. And you take... Ooh, you take 9 poison damage.
9.
And you hear just kind of this cackling, short, like almost guttural laugh out of her, and she kind of moves where your man is with the bow, the Knoll with the bow was. She takes kind of 3 side steps away from him, kind of giving space. The entire time her hands are kind of roiling and twisting, and you could hear kind of the jangling of jewelry from her wrists as she kind of moves her hands and coils them. It is your action, and in your head you just hear Groom's voice. Now is the time. Take it.
Mooney is going to, as her action, she's going to step away from Regmund, and she is going to cast Sleep, but it's going to be centered on Regmund. And oh, that's so good. 6, 12, 19, 22. Regmund, you have 26 HP or less.
I have exactly 26.
You fall asleep.
You take a kind of a step forward from Regmund. Is it and turn around to cast this? Or are you using your full 30 feet of movement to run?
I need to be within... What's my range of sleep? Where are my spells? 90 feet, yep. I'm going to get as much movement as I can away from them and the Knolls.
Okay. I need you to give me an Arcana check now as well. At advantage.
At advantage. Oh, I'm really good at those. Oh, why am I rolling so low? That's 15.
You, feeling Regmund press up against your back, and Regmund, you can feel Mooney against yours, and then she's gone. And just as you turn your head to hear her footsteps, she's running into the woods. She's running away. You see kind of Mooney turn around and just staring straight at you. And Mooney, you can see the hope emanating from Regmund in this moment. And it falters, but as you turn and you hold your hands up, he is elated in this sort of, it was just getting distance. And as the magic is just drawn around you and upwards, you feel it connect with the veil. You feel it connect with everything beyond. And Regmund, your eyes grow heavy. And Mooney, that connection, you can feel everything. You can see everything that Regiment could be, wants to be, hopes to be. And there is an intense feeling around it. It feels as if you hold it for a second longer, it would burn you up from the inside out. So strong is his hope to be recognized as more than just Hyland's son, as more than just a substitute for his father's own adventures. You pull all of it inwards, and you feel Groom's hands just take your shoulders and squeeze gently, and you are pulled into the void. And Regiment, you just see Mooney step into the dark and vanish as everything goes dark, and you hear the chattering laughter of Knowles. And that is where we leave our session.
Oh no. Wait, is Minnie just leaving these lips into different lips that don't have them? Is she not actually helping? Did she leave him for dead in this reality?
Tune in 2 weeks' time, Kat, to find out our answer.
Oh,
Didn't even consider that.
way to kill your friends.
Oh my god, she actually killed Regiment.
Thank you so much.
Oh no, Declan!
Don't worry, we'll have a debrief after this. I don't just leave PvP as a thing and go, that was great, I'm out, I'm going to see you in 2 weeks. So we will have a chat. But I do want to thank Kat and Emma for tonight. It's like I love when we have the full group, we have a full party. It's always such a blast. But it's always fun when you get to do these smaller little things. You get to get kind of really nice moments, and we had a really nice kind of banter back and forth between Reggie and Mooney this evening. So that was a lot. Thank you so much to our raiders from the Lore Mistress. And if you were in chat and you were watching along or you were lurking along with us, kudos. Thank you so much for that. We are just very quickly. We are 14 followers away from 500 here on Twitch, which is mad, absolute madness. We're back. We're going to be back on schedule the next time. But if you listen to Romance in the Dungeon, you know that I love messing around with the timeline and like non-linear storytelling. So we're going to actually take a look at Annam, and we're going to find out just what happened in the mist and fog, and those final moments for Annam before his hope was taken from him. So we're going to be back in 2 weeks' time, but there is plenty of other D8 Dungeon content out there for you to consume. Hopefully, we will have the VODs from D8 Dungeon Drive up by the end of the week. They're all already over on YouTube. We just want to go through them to make sure everything looks okay and so on and so forth. But there's also Benedictine on a Roll here on Thursday nights. Next week, why is it so hard to say Thursday week? But Thursday week, random DMs.
How many next is that? Sorry, Declan.
That's just. We'll see. Next Thursday is it this? So I would say this Thursday is the coming Thursday, and next Thursday is next week. So that's the way I'm explaining it. But next Thursday is random DMs, and towards the end of August, beginning of September, Saving Grace season 2 picks up, and if Ben will allow me, I'm definitely looking at doing another story because I had some serious inspiration over the weekend, and I've got an idea that I want to resurrect and redo because I think it would be fun. So I just have to keep wrecking Ben's head until eventually he crumbles and says yes. And Ben, if you're still in chat, I'm not letting that go. We need a chat, my friend. I Want to quickly shout out Mystery Dice Goblin, purveyors and holders of awesome TTRPG goodies and dice. If you use the code D8 at the checkout, you get 15% off your order, and we get a portion of those sales as well. Lastly, a big thank you to Emma, who produces this stream and does all of the tech wizardry, so I don't have to anymore, which means I get to concentrate on being an evil DM.
I feel like we had like the least amount of issues in this stream. We still had issues,
Really?
but the least amount.
Yeah. Oh my god, are we getting there?
No.
Are we coming? Are we slowly making your way towards a semi-professional stream?
No, we lost Cat for some time.
No. I had the worst time.
I said semi-professional. I didn't say professional. And that's if you like what you watched, you can check us out on social media. You can head on over to our Discord server. You can find us everywhere at kind of D8 Dungeon, and if you would give us a follow or a review wherever you listen to your podcasts or watch your streams, our VODs, that would be phenomenal. It would be really, really appreciated. I think that's where we're going to leave it. We're going to be back on Monday. I'm going to get the date right so I have it. Hopefully, that'll be the 19th. So the next episode is Monday, the 19th of August. So you can catch us then for the next chapter of Beyond Horizon's Edge. And I'm stoked for where the story is going. It's always a pleasure to play this and tell this with you guys. So, okay. Until then, peace out from us. Have a good week. And we will see you hopefully very, very soon.
Bye.
Yay! Bye. I'm tired.